Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus awesome Love and Health Telesummit. Hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day yesterday, dear people. And today, please join me in welcoming in the man who's going to tell us all about the one experience you need to explore the wisdom of love. Hi, Chintan. Welcome in.
Hi, Nilu. Hi, Amrish. Hi, Nitu. And hello, everyone who's listening in.
Fantastic. Okay, Chintan, going straight in, yesterday, was Valentine's Day,
Yes.
and love is, still in the air, so to speak.
Yes.
So Chintan, tell us, what is love?
So, it's one of the most explored subject. It's, this is what every person is seeking, isn't it? Love is the very essence of our being. And without experiencing true love, we remain but forever incomplete. Now, this is what love truly is, and we've been celebrating it, we've been looking for it. So today we understand what love is. It is actually very sad that we have to ask this question, but in the natural course of things, everybody would know what love is. But in reality, nobody knows, or only very rarely does somebody know what true love is. Love has become one of the rarest experiences today. Love is like a natural function, just the way how you breathe. And when you love a person, you don't start demanding. Otherwise, from the very beginning, you are closing all the doors. So, in love, don't expect anything. Something comes your way, feel grateful about it. If nothing comes, there is no need for it to come. There is no necessity for it to come. But in today's world, if you observe people, see how they are creating a game of dependencies and then eventually take each other for granted. For example, let's say your wife prepares food for you, but you never thank her. I'm not saying that you must verbalize this every time that she cooks meals for you, but it should definitely be in your eyes. In general case, people don't bother. You take it for granted as that is her work. Your husband goes on and earns money, you never thank him either. You don't feel any gratitude. So that's what a man should be doing. That's your mind. In which case, how can love truly grow in such an environment? Love needs a climate of love. Love needs a climate of gratitude. It needs a climate of thankfulness. Love needs a non-demanding atmosphere, a non-expecting atmosphere. People are most interested in how to grab and get. Now everybody is interested in simply getting, and nobody seems to enjoy giving. People give very, very reluctantly, and I meet so many of them. They say that they love to give, but in reality, if they ever give, it is only and only to get. They are almost business-like. It's like a bargain. They always go on watching to make sure they get more than they give. And then it's a good bargain. It's a good business. And the other is doing the same. It's like a couple internally or subconsciously saying, while finding love, I'll be whoever you want me to be, and you be how I want you to behave. Love has been made into a business, but love is not business. So stop being business-like. Otherwise, you will miss your entire life and love and all that is beautiful in it. Because all that is beautiful is never business-like. Business is one of the ugliest things in the world, a necessary evil. But in existence, it knows nothing of business. It's like the trees bloom and it is not business. The stars shine and it is not business. You don't have to pay for it. Nobody demands anything from you. A beautiful bird times comes and sits at your window and sings a beautiful song. And the bird is not asking you for any certificate or some sign of appreciation either. He has simply sung the song and then happily he flies away, leaving no traces behind.
And that's very beautifully put, Chintan. In fact, people have immediately written and also sang that your opening statement was beautiful, and it's very true what you just said. You know, we all want to give only to get. But
Yes.
Here's the thing, Chintan. You also mentioned, you know, no expectations. Don't have expectations.
Yes.
But that's hard. I mean, why do you get into a relationship otherwise? If I'm not going to be able to expect something from my husband, or if he can't expect something from me, I mean, you know, a child expects to be fed, right? When they're
Absolutely.
you know, so how is that possible? I mean,
Yes. Okay.
how can there be no expectations?
Yes, and this is where our entrained logical mind or the way how we have grown up pops in. So your question is very, very, objective in that terms. So let me quickly address this. I will understand that yes, what I'm saying in the beginning, it will be hard because your whole life you've been trained not to give but to get. In the beginning it will be difficult, but each step will lead to a further step, and by the river starts flowing. First, get rid of your parents. When I say yes, okay. So when I say get rid of your parents, I don't mean get rid of them physically. I only mean get rid of them from your mind. They are the most precious in this whole universe.
Right.
Understand this.
Yes.
But in getting rid of your parents, you get rid of the society. In getting rid of your parents, you get rid of the civilization, the education, everything, because your parents represent all of that. Parents have not truly known what love is. The wife has not loved the husband has not loved the wife. Love does not exist between them. Instead, all that you can see is domination, possessiveness, jealousy, and all kinds of poison that destroy love. It is just an arrangement, a social arrangement. Just think of your own parents. I don't mean any criticism. And remember, I'm not saying that they are responsible, understand. But they also are victims, just as all of you are victims. Their own parents were also the same, and so on, and so on. And you can go as far back as even Adam and Eve and the God Father himself. Love has been put into conditions. He is not worthy as he is. First, he has to become worthy. Only then will the parents' love be given. Isn't this what has happened with all of us?
In what way would you, are you referring to a child here?
Yes, any human being. Isn't this somewhere what all of us, it's been imposed upon us, isn't it?
Right, kind of like, you know, come first in class and you...
Yes, so you have to become worthy to find their love. So I'll go on.
Yeah.
So to become worthy, the child starts becoming false. He loses any sense of his own intrinsic value. His respect for himself is lost, and by he starts feeling that he is guilty. Many times the ideas come to the mind of a child, are these really my parents? I've certainly experienced this in my early childhood, where you would really be shocked and I would probably rush into my bedroom and just question myself, are these really my parents? Why would they treat me like this? A child thinks, is it possible that they have probably adopted me? Maybe they are deceiving me because there seems to be no love. 1001 times he sees the anger in their eyes, the ugly anger on the faces of his parents. And for such small things that he cannot understand the proportion of anger caused by these small little things. Just for very small things, he sees the parents in rage. And the child cannot believe it. It is so unjust and so unfair. But he has to surrender, isn't it? It's something like this. The child simply has to bow down and accept because it is necessity. Okay, he's very fragile. He cannot take care of himself, so he's dependent. When he's dependent, something as simple as asking. Let's say you have children, and this is how you would also behave spontaneously. Let's say your child just had a chocolate and he's demanding one more, and then the entire melodrama starts, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, don't have a second one. You spoil your appetite for right now, but I agree. And I have a question here. I'm sorry to get in the flow of you talking.
Yes.
Like you said, parents get upset and angry for the littlest of things.
Exactly.
I agree. Okay, there have been times, and now when I'm recollecting, I'm like feeling like a complete yeah. But here's the thing, Chintan. Children also, yes, I've been a child too, and yes, if I recall correctly, now when you bring it up, yes, of course, littlest thing is, and you're wondering why, what's wrong, that's not fair. But I'm also doing it with my children. But here's the thing, it's like, clear up your room, or sit down in one place in each room. These are, these are basic things that you teach your children, and then as they're growing up and they're still not doing it, you're like, do it, kar lo, and then at a point you also get irritated, and that's when the anger comes out. So it's a cycle, and where does the cycle end?
Exactly. It ends today. It ends during this Telesummit. Okay. I'll quote something very beautifully said. Is children happen to you, okay, or love happens to you. You provide it as a climate, as an ambience to grow. If you're worried, because look, all these protective actions that we take in the name of anger or rage towards children or even parents is that we want to protect them. Okay. Now, if you really want to be protective, trust me. Look, if there is a well in your house, or let's say you don't want your kids fiddling with the electric points, put a lid on there. Don't put a lid on the children. Let them just be. Let them be in their natural state of whatever they are doing. Let them explore life on their own. What we have been doing as a society is simply creating vegetables. And this is what, when people grow up, and I see they have no confidence, they have the least understanding of what life needs to be, they don't know any clue of how to get there.
Right.
Okay, so I will now take this a little bit forward by continuing what I was saying.
Yes.
Okay, so by and by, because of these actions, because of this necessity that they simply have to bow down, the capacity of child for love is completely killed. And children slowly learn the ways of their parents, their nagging, their conflicts. Just go on watching yourself. If you are a woman, watch. You may be repeating almost identically the ways of your mother used to behave. Watch yourself when you are with your boyfriend or even your husband. What you are doing, are you not repeating the pattern? More or less. People say, no, but I'm nothing like my mother. I'm absolutely nothing like...
Yeah, there are similarities that come up. Yes, of course. I agree with that completely. I do.
And I have seen that, yes, because they hate their parents internally so much, when they are in their adolescence or in their teens, or right up till their mid-30s, they are these, angry young men and women, who are rebellions. By the time they reach their 40s, and I can literally line the entire family clan, and all of them are exactly the same. Just keeps on repeating like a pattern.
Right. Yeah, I agree with when you're younger, especially when you're a teenager. When I grow up, I'm never going to do this to myself. I'm never going to say this. I'm never going to be. And then
exactly.
When you have your teenager, it's the exact line. Yeah, there's so many times I've caught myself saying, "Oh my God, my mom used to say this. Now I'm saying it," and it's my children have now begun to find it very amusing sometimes, because I end up cutting myself mid-sentence And they're having a good laugh because now I have to back off and come back. I have to regroup and come back again
Yes.
to bring the same statement out. Okay. That is, and I guess the same with the man, right? You kind of end up repeating the cycle that your father did.
Exactly. So they are doing the same nonsense. Okay. Please understand. When I was young, I would be like, I am never going to be anything like you, Dad. Okay.
Correct.
And now that I'm in my 30s, and at times when I'm conducting multiple businesses and I'm doing so many things, I definitely did download his logical mind. Okay, I have to thank him for that. But I had to cut the portions out, which was all the nonsense, which was additional. Okay. So this is what. Yes, go on.
Yes, sorry. Please continue.
Okay.
I'm getting a cough.
So this is how I want people to question. How could my father do this? And now you're doing the exact same thing, and people go on repeating. People are imitators. The human being or the human brain is like a monkey. You are repeating your father or your mother, and that has to be dropped. I keep saying in my workshops, people think that they are very intelligent and they are highly educated, but trust me, I simply say, monkey sees, monkey does.
And monkey sees, monkey does. That's a nice, humorous way to put it, I must say. And of course, I understand everything that you're saying right now, Chintan, but here's the thing, okay? We're living in a society, right? There is a certain dependency on one another. Yes. People do start, beginning to dominate or take for granted. But then, is there a way to cut ourselves, to move ourselves away from this behavior?
Absolutely, there is. Absolutely, there is. So I'll before I go into further explaining what going beyond dependency and domination is, I'll bring in a eulogy over here where we say the fruit does not fall far from the tree. Okay?
Right.
So the only way how probably a fruit can go far and wide or fly away is it needs the help of a bird. Okay? And the bird is generally the guru or your guide who will pick you up before you fall and fly you away. This is the exact reason why we have such beautiful communities like Mystic Lotus and so many healers and therapists and gurus and guides. And this is exactly what we are trying to bring about as a change in the collective consciousness of people. Look, as a fruit, you will fall. Okay, and then you cannot blame your destiny because, yes, that is the destiny, but you can go beyond your destiny. Okay? So I will bring you into understanding how this entire game of dependency and domination has come to origination. Breaking out of the shell of the ego, I've always been surprised by the number of people who come to me and say they are afraid of love. What is this fear of love? I have so many people, even Nilu, that there are probably 150, 200 students that I've trained or been working with over the past years. And this comes up in private every time. People fear love. And it is because when you really love somebody, your ego starts slipping away and it starts melting. You cannot love with the ego. The ego becomes the barrier. And when you want to drop the barrier between yourself and the other, the ego comes back with a vengeance. Ego is like a wounded tiger who comes back from the back. And the entire melodrama starts. Finding the nooks, the attitudes, the bad habits, the other way of life, religion, family, and everything about the other is suddenly all gone wrong. Now just a couple of months ago, you were madly and deeply in love with this person. Now you have an entire list how you've been cheated. Now your ego tells you you have been cheated. And now only two things that can be done. Either jump ship or sink with it. Isn't it? There exists absolutely no possibility of learning to sail in this relation with the wind in your hair and the spirits all high.
Right. No, it's interesting. It's actually very interesting when you just said that you cannot love with the ego. The
Yes.
ego becomes a barrier, and when you want to drop the barrier, it comes back with a vengeance. When you were saying that, I was remembering Nidhu's conversation on weight. It's just like that. It comes back with a vengeance. It's like digress there, but coming back here, yes, the ego does play in so many ways, doesn't it? So,
Absolutely.
is there a root cause, Chintan, for
Yes, there is.
ego, and as you said, it needs to be washed away. Is there a way that
Yes,
you can
there is.
learn to do it?
Yes, there
Yes,
is absolutely.
And please tell us.
Okay. So it'll be really helpful if we understand where ego comes from and to understand the roots. So I'll put in a line out here. If you want to change the fruits, you have to change the roots.
If you want to change the fruit, you have to change the root.
The roots.
Wouldn't
Okay.
you have to change the seed, Chintan, first?
It's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, it's an analogy. All right, got it.
So if your roots change, your fruits change, in which case all the generations going forward will automatically, slowly and steadily start changing.
Right.
Okay. So here's a little bit of Gyan and science. When a child is born, he is absolutely helpless, particularly the human child. In the animal kingdom, this doesn't happen. He cannot survive without the other's help. Most children of the animals, the trees, the birds, can survive without the parents, can survive without a society, and even without a family. Even if sometimes help is needed, it is very little, for a few days, at most for a few months. But a human child is so helpless that he has to depend on others for years. It is there that the root has to be sought.
But Chintan, why would helplessness create,
A human ego?
Create the ego?
Okay. So the child is so helpless, he depends on the others, but the ignorant mind of the child interprets this dependence as if he is the center of the whole world. Okay? The child starts thinking that whenever I cry, my mother runs immediately. Whenever I'm hungry, I just have to go and give an indication and the breast is given. Whenever I am wet, just a little cry and somebody comes and changes my clothes. And the child lives like an emperor. Now, in fact, he is absolutely helpless and dependent. When the mother and the father are in the family and his caretakers are simply helping him to survive. They are not dependent on the child. The child is dependent on them. But the mind of the child, it interprets this as if he is the center of the whole world, as if the whole world exists just for him. And the world of the child is, of course, very small in the beginning. It consists of the mother, the father, the caretakers, and people on the fringe. This is the child's whole world. These people love the child, and the child becomes more and more egoistic. He feels himself to be the very center of existence, and in that way, the ego is created. Through dependence and helplessness, the ego is created. In fact, the child's real situation is just the contrary from what he thinks. There is no real justification to create such an ego. But the child is absolutely ignorant. He is not capable to understand the complexity of anything. He cannot. And that is why he thinks he is the dictator. We all have grown up like this. missing the whole point, infinitely seeking the ultimate aha moment, where our egos can be satisfied, but the world outside simply doesn't care. When you grow up, and when you do, you are just another ordinary person to them. And everyone whom you meet is also on the same ego trip, to dominate and depend. So the self-ego is the center stage, and everyone else is irrelevant. Now this is a dangerous situation, isn't it? Everyone is seeking attention and appreciation from others in one way or the other, but simply does not want to give it to others. Now what will happen? What has been happening? We all know the wars and the politics and that all of us have witnessed. And this is probably in the outer world, but this also goes on in our own small little worlds, isn't it? If you look around, and anybody and everybody you see, and no matter how at times in the spiritual circles I see people acting very lovey-dovey and very polite and gentle, and yet I say it is some type of appreciation and some type of attention. The worst part is all of them are completely ignorant about the root cause of the problem. And we've tried looking for that moment of true love and unconditional affection in many directions, in acts of sex, in acts of money, and the acts of power struggles, in acts of buying and accumulating products, services, and experiences. We have even vehemently tried being spiritual. And nothing works. Nothing has worked. And this is the reality of more than 97% of the humanity as of today.
Well, correct, but and that's it's not a very heartening thing to hear and to realize. But is there then even a possibility to address this issue, Chintan?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yes. You said yes. There is the money and the wealth and the power and even love, but then everyone is seeking to experience true love. Is there a possibility to address this issue?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There is. So I'll come back to my sentence again. If you want to change the fruits, you have to change the roots. And this is where what this powerfully created video workshop is going to be about, the wisdom of love. Now, there are tools and techniques which I use. As you understand that I am from a yogic lineage, and in yoga we say there is a solution for everything, only and only in yoga. Okay. In the workshop I'll be teaching certain intensely powerful kriyas and the tantra-based kriyas to release these so-called mental emotional blockages and obviously washing the ego, the rewriting of our entire conscious, the subconscious and the unconscious. So where I take you on a simple yet immensely powerful journey within your body, your mind, your soul, to help you release, realize and experience true and unconditional love. A lot has been said, written, heard about love. The whole television and the newspaper and the magazine industry thrives and survives on selling us beautifully depicted stories about love, and everyone's trying to experience it. But you really don't know the tools and the techniques of experiencing it. Whatever you are doing is external and intellectual, but it does not ever become a part of your first-hand experience. So the video workshop, which I will be conducting in the next couple of days, I address the crux of the matter. It is one of those indefinable, like birth, like death, like God, like meditation. If you ask me, I cannot define love, I cannot say that this is love. I cannot show it to you because it is invisible phenomena. It cannot be dissected. It cannot be analyzed. It can only and only be experienced. And only through experience do you know what it is. I can show you a small little way to experience it. Yes.
Great.
Experience.
Fantastic. Yes, and as you said, as you have said repeatedly, you can show us how to experience it, and you know what that means for now. Yes, Chintan. It means I'm going to be asking you, can we have
A demo.
a small taste of that experience right now?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Super.
Okay.
But before
So,
that,
yes.
sorry, you
Yes,
were
go
saying
on.
something.
No, go on.
Okay, I was saying before we have that though, we do have someone with us who wants to share an experience. Amrish, is Geetu online? And if she is, can we have her unmuted? Hello.
आपण ज्या उपभोक्ताला कॉल केला आहे.
Hello. Hey Geetu.
Hi Neelu. Hi Amrish. Hi Neelu. Nidu. Hi Chintan.
Hi, how
Good
are
to
you?
see you again.
This is a bit of a surprise.
So good to have you here, Geetu. I believe you have something that you'd like to share with us about Chintan.
Yes. Of course. I mean, it's a year and a half since I met Chintan. And, it was the lowest point of time when energetically I was really down. And, health-wise also I was very down. And there was one session of Chintan which he had at her, and I remember that. And that was the time I said, okay, right, this is the one where I have to go. The major issue that at that time was my back. And my back was draining me off completely. And
Geetu, I'm so sorry. Can
you hear me?
Yes, this is better.
Is this better? Okay. Okay. And this 2 sessions with Chintan, I went all the way to his office at that time. Now he has a complete new center, and that's an amazing place. Everyone must visit that. Okay. So let's come back to 2 sessions with Chintan, and the pain was gone.
Wow.
And you know what? He just looks at you. You're sitting there, he looks at you, and he knows what's wrong. Okay?
That is amazing.
Yeah. He just knows it. And sometimes his recommendations can shock you also, okay? And the recommendation that shocked me was when I took my son there. And Ishan was nice and plump at that time, and he had some issues. And Chintan said, you have to stop eating karela, turai, tinda. And Ishan was damn happy. And as a mother, I was horrified. And we fought there only, in front of Chintan. Chintan, how can you recommend this? Just trust me. And as a parent, Neelu, I'm sure you understand. Someone tells that you can't eat karela and tinda and all of that. But
Finding kryptonite, isn't it?
No, I'm actually delighted. I wish somebody had told my parents not to feed me karela and tinda. I don't feed my children karela and tinda, but I give them gajar and beans and they hate it equally.
But you should see the light on Ishan's face. It was, you're 12 years old or 13 years old, and it's like finding kryptonite. Man, telling your parents how to treat him.
Right. Thanks so much for sharing that, Geetu. Chintan, do you have anything to say to Geetu?
Yeah, and there was this hesitance, but I still followed what Chintan said. Okay? And believe me, 2-3 months down the line, his health he's now lean, thin, tall. Okay? And see, I told you so. And I'm like, yeah, I heard so, And yes, of course, that whole point where Chintan did prevail. And I'm saying this even as a mother who had a fight with her son. And I'm so happy about that, and then there was this time we as protectors, we just protect our kids, One more, this thing about Ishan and, Chintan. The way Chintan came down and, explained to him stuff that he couldn't. I mean, he actually listened. And, somewhere this is what I feel as the new age Guru Shishya Parampara. Where he's not a teacher, he's not lecturing like we do. And as, Chintan said, we literally become our parents. And there's no lecturing here. So, that was a change in Ishan, actually listening and, that someone who is giving him sense. And, okay, I must tell you another thing. Yes, and I did go for his workshop, the intense one, the 3-day workshop. And somewhere in January when I had a locked jaw, and I could help myself even at home with simple instructions from Chintan. Thank you, Chintan, for being there. Yeah, thank you, because it actually shows that it's not as difficult as we make it out to be.
It is not.
It is not. Thank you so much, Chintan, and not just for me but for Ishan too.
Thank you. Most welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Gitu. Thanks for being here, and thank you for sharing that with us. And of course, you're here on the call, and we're going to mute you back right now. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Chintan, there's a question that's come in.
Okay.
Would you like to take the question before the demo?
Yeah. What is it?
Pankaj has asked, Chintan, what is the flow of love? Please explain.
Flow of love. Again,
flow.
Flow. Okay.
Yes.
So again, this is where I take you back, where I did say that, look, I cannot define it. I cannot say this is love. Okay. It is an invisible phenomena, but it can be experienced. Okay. I will draw your attention to something what Gitu tried to express. But look, ultimately, all that intellectual mumbo-jumbo of what we may be reading or practicing doesn't work. But experiential understanding is the only true way and the key to evolution within and outward. In which case, I would want, देखो कैसा है ना कि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के ऊपर तो 500 पेज कोई भी बता देगा, बट जो करंट खा के देखेगा ना, he knows what it is all his life.
And if you could just repeat that in English as well.
Okay. Yes. So there are so many who will explain to you what electricity is all about, and you can do an entire 3-year course in engineering on electricity. But until you really don't catch hold of the live wire and get the taste of a jolt, you will never know what it truly feels like. Correct. And so anything and everything which I talk about or focus about or any of my workshop, it is only and only about experiential understanding. Current खा के देखना पड़ेगा तो ही होगा.
Right. You're in order to get the taste of it, you have to eat it first.
Exactly.
Loosely translated.
Exactly.
All right. So great, Chintan. Please, let's experience a little bit. Really looking forward to this. Tell us what we need to do.
Okay. So I did send a particular mudra. I want everyone to be seated in a very, very comfortable position. Preferably your feet touching the ground. So we are doing a little bit of an exercise where we can go within ourselves and we can experience that bliss. Okay? We can experience that emotion and the feeling of love. Okay. So I want you to sit down comfortably, feet touching the ground, and we are posting an image of a particular mudra in which you have to hold the last 2 fingers of your left hand in the right hand.
You're posting the image, Chintan?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And the index finger and the middle finger touching the thumb. So we posted the images. I want people to sit in that position comfortably with their eyes closed, and we will play a wonderful soundtrack based on certain frequencies and harmonics which are created, which activates cleansing and clearing of a lot of mental, emotional mumbo jumbo or nonsense that we are actually holding back, or we are holding on to, and that is what is holding back our experiences of true love.
Okay, Chintan, the image is yet to come through. Could
Okay.
you just repeat which we are holding the last two fingers of our left hand and?
The last two fingers of the left hand with your right hand.
Okay.
The left hand, the index finger and the middle finger touching the thumb. Okay, so now the images are up.
Yes,
You can-
that's true.
Okay, awesome. Can everybody see this
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Okay, so simply sit with this and just close your eyes and relax, and we will play a particular soundtrack and experience the bliss. This is all that I can say. Okay, can we go into this now?
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome. Now gently feel the sensations at the foot of your toes, or the toes. Feel the tingling sensations in your foot soles. Become aware all the sensations in your palms while holding the mudra. Constantly keep refreshing your awareness. Keep sensing simply the foot soles and your palms. Bring all your attention to only these two regions of the body. Constantly keep refreshing your awareness. Constantly keep sensing each and every pulsation in your foot soles and in your palms. Become aware, simply aware of any sensation of heat, of tingling, of cold of burning. Do not object to it. Simply observe and let it go. Now, gently bring all your attention to the throat and try to feel your throat from within. You can try to take a few gulp downs to activate the sensation in this region. And you can now leave the mudra, rub your palms, and come back to normal consciousness. Gently open your eyes and come back to normal consciousness. Rub your arms, gently, and move it all across your eyes and your head, and come back to normal consciousness. Refresh, 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 refresh. And I hope this is where everyone is still silent, including Neelu and Nidu and Amish. I cannot hear any of you. Such a simple technique, such an intensely powerful technique, and it simply puts you into a state of bliss, intoxication. Now this is exactly what we will be doing during this 15-day video workshop, where I will teach you 5 intensely powerful tantra-based kriyas, which will take one to the deepest corners of oneself and break through the patterns, misunderstandings, and a lot of energetic blocks. Also, a part of the workshop will include access to video tutorials, tools and techniques. It will give you access to certain intensely powerful soundtracks, love and harmony, which are worth more than 2,000. Or we will give you the access of this through our Android app. Now, if one can simply break through these barriers around love, please understand it is also a secret doorway to prosperity and success. Yes, as I said, it is a secret doorway, because until you do not experience that ultimate bliss, you cannot experience prosperity and success in life either. And I'm guessing Neelu has come back from her slumber.
Was that for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you went completely silent.
I had a bit of a connection concern.
Yes.
And even though I missed a bit of that, quite a bit of that, I'm going to catch up on it on the replay
Yes.
for sure. And
Absolutely.
I think you were talking about the offer right now.
No, so I haven't come to the offer. I did
sorry.
explain.
Yes.
I did explain what this video workshop will help people do.
Right.
Okay. And I also went on to explain that how it is essential and inevitable that unless and until you experience what true love and bliss is, you are far from attracting prosperity and success in life. It is a secret doorway. And this is exactly what everyone is also seeking. This becomes the very fundamental basis or the step one experience to take the higher steps on our own journeys of success, love, and wisdom, and ultimately, obviously, ascending to higher and higher planes as a human journey or as a spiritual journey. Now we will come to the offer.
Yes.
What?
Just a quick feedback for you.
Yes.
Chintan, people have written in. Praveenji said that there is heaviness in the chest.
Yes.
Pankita says her head is feeling heavy.
Yes.
And Pratibha saying that there were heartbeats in my 2 fingers.
Correct.
Couldn't hear you before and after throat.
The throat.
Yeah, and then, yes. And Bhavna says it was a pleasant experience. Thank you, Chintan.
Yes. Okay. So these are simple symptoms of cleansing. Okay.
Yes.
The amount of stuck energies, amount of blockages, amount of nonsense that we are carrying about feelings, emotions, and love, these need to be cleared first. And so this is exactly what we'll be doing even in the video workshop, is cleansing, clearing. I keep insisting to everybody, there are only 4 steps to what I call as nirvana, which is cleansing, healing, enlightenment, and liberation. Okay, this is the very first step. Without the experience of or allowing yourself to experience true love, you cannot really get far.
Right. And so basically all of this is symptomatic of some kind of clearing happening, some kind of detox happening?
Yes, and yes, some kind of clearing happening, some kind of detox happening, and then obviously we are rewriting what you have learned. First you have to unlearn, and then we teach you the true essential wisdom of love and how you are supposed to look at life.
Right. So it is quite likely that you will feel a little sick because you're
Yes,
you're as you said, you're rewiring everything, so there will be a protest from the body somewhere.
Yes, absolutely. Most of my processes, the way how they are designed, are very intense. But then look, no pain, no gain. Okay. So yes, most of my processes are very intense. But people, hundreds of people have been experiencing that much wanted transformation and that much wanted shedding after attending my workshops.
And of course, just to clarify for people, by no pain, no gain here, you're not referring to the fact that you're going to be miserable.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Your body will fight you because it's not used to this. And
the ego will fight.
So I'm so sorry. Thank you for correcting me there. The ego will fight you and want to hold on and come, and every time you try to move it, it's going to keep coming back with a vengeance, and you have to keep moving it away.
Yes, the ego will also say, I don't need this workshop.
Right. I don't need this workshop. Correct. Already. The ego is full frontal barrier happening right there.
Yes.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
so I would simply say, take this leap of faith and leap of understanding and make this a possibility in this life.
Wonderful.
Until you do, yes.
Yes. And is there a name for this mudra by any chance, Chintan?
No.
As asked on the group.
No. So it's see, look, just to make you guys understand a little bit. Most of the tantric sciences or the kriya yogic sciences or the nat yogic sciences, most of the authentic sciences are not scripted. Whatever is scripted is just a teaser. And that is what the whole world is running behind. And that is why we keep insisting that you need a living guru and a guide who will dig out the actual techniques and fit it where it is necessary. Okay? Because otherwise, it's just a very big puzzle put forth to you. And people keep, seeking and searching and seeking within this chakra view of Abhimanyu. Okay? So
Right.
that is how it is.
Right. So fantastic, Chintan. In just a few minutes, there have been so many responses from
Wonderful.
feeling pulsations and
Yes.
tinglings and palm and throat feeling stuff, the head feeling heaviness in
Yes.
the chest,
Yes.
even sensations of feeling refreshed also, in fact. So
Yes.
people, if in a few minutes only this is what has
Yes.
happened, Chintan,
Absolutely.
I cannot even begin to imagine what kind of impact this entire work and series and workshop that you're doing will have. My God, it's
Yes.
going to be phenomenal, right?
It is absolutely going to be phenomenal. And trust me, it is one of the first steps. It is, I'm saying, this is not only for people who are spiritual, but for everybody. Until we do not surpass the barriers of experience and experiencing true love and the way looking at the world with compassion, we are not going to go far. So if you're on your journey trying to find success at life, look, please understand that someone who's in the prison can only look out the window and imagine the wide blue sky. He
Right.
will have to take the help of someone who's outside to jailbreak the prison.
Right. And we are in our own prisons, aren't we?
Yes.
And the jailer being the ego.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely spot on.
So tell us again, Chintan, I'm again repeating this for you, for people. Few minutes. This is the impact. You're seeing it for yourself. You've experienced it for yourself. Nobody's told you this is what's going to happen or not going to happen. You yourself are saying, I felt this. I'm feeling heavy. Somebody's even feeling sleepy, by the way, Chintan.
Absolutely.
Sangeet is written saying feeling sleepy.
Yes.
So please definitely take a nap, Sangeet. We just have a few more minutes. Hang in there with us.
These are all the fight and flight mechanisms of the ego, okay, which takes over your entire metabolic organism, and it just wants to shut down. It does not want to transform. And trust me, as long as you do not transform and transcend, you are bounded by that so-called karma and the karmic destiny. In which case, I always keep insisting to people time and again that look, you aspire to get to so many things at life, okay? But all you do is struggle. You never manage to fly.
So what completely would be a part of this series, Chintan? I mean, what is this workshop going to entail?
Okay, so the workshop will entail a lot of video tutorials on me explaining a lot of deeper understandings of love and wisdom of love, or experience of feelings and emotions and how to get over it. It will entail 5 intensely powerful tantra-based kriyas which people will have to practice. We will be monitoring this through a private Facebook group. Okay.
This is going to be on Facebook only?
Kind of. Because look, it does become difficult for us to manage WhatsApp groups, but if need be, we would do that.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but it's
primarily on Facebook.
Facebook and YouTube, primarily. Okay. We will be also giving access to 3 soundtracks, most intensely created soundtracks on love and harmony. This again will be made available to everyone on our Android app, free of cost. Now the worth of this package is 2,000 for the soundtracks only. Okay.
And you're including that in this?
Yes, but it is only for Android users. So, but in general, we figure that 97% of India is still on Android, so which is completely okay.
What about those who do happen to have an iPhone? Would you be able to mail them?
No,
something?
no, we will no.
Like, Google Drive shared.
No, we won't be able to do that.
Okay.
The access to the soundtracks will be only through the Android app.
But this is something that you're adding on. It's a value add to what you're offering. It's not as I said.
No, it's not.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay. So basically, if I may repeat this, you have video tutorials.
Correct.
You have your tantra-based kriyas, and all of this is happening on FB. And you've also given in access, lifetime access to your Love and Harmony album on your Sounds of Healing app, which is actually worth 1,999, completely free here. Which brings me to the question, Chintan, what is the cost? What does this workshop normally cost?
So the workshop, now the way how things are, video workshops and the way how we've done videos, understand nobody in India is doing video tutorials the way how we are launching them. This is absolutely Udemy style of videos, ultra professionally created videos. Okay, so it's not me just trying to go live over a camera phone and just talking stuff. One can go over and over these videos again and again as long as they want, and they are really interestingly made. Okay. Normal price point of this 15-day workshop is 9,999 including GST.
9,999. This is what this would normally cost someone.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I know, Chintan, so please tell people what is the absolutely outrageous offer you're giving now.
Absolutely outrageous offer. So I yesterday when we were discussing, and I came up with the term, the father of the Godfather offer.
The father of the Godfather offer.
Right? I'll make an offer which you cannot refuse.
Yes.
That is 1,999 for the first 24 hours.
Oh, get out of here and shut the front door, as they say. 9,999 is what you would have to pay. But just for today, just for 24 hours, 1,999 only. Oh my God.
Absolutely. And technically, it is when you calculate, it's technically free because I'm giving you access to the album free of cost on Android. Okay,
which is also worth 1,000,000. You are right. It's this is as good, correct. This is as good as
free,
completely free. And people, this offer is available only for 24 hours. We will post the payment link for you immediately after the call is over, so that you don't have to wait for the replay to come in. But Chintan, tell me something. So after 24 hours. Straight 9,999.
No. So till Sunday.
Okay.
Till Sunday, it will be available at 2,999. Okay, because I want people to spread the word, share it with their friends, family members, whoever would need this. Okay, spread the word. Let as many people benefit out of this as possible, because this is one of the underlying needs of the society itself. Okay, so till Sunday, 12 a.m. in the night, so 12 midnight till Sunday, it will be available for 2,999. And Monday morning, from Monday morning,
back to 9,999.
No, because this is Mystic Lotus. Okay, and because for this platform, and because this is introductory. We are launching this workshop through the Mystic Lotus platform. It will be 4,999 from Monday morning.
Oh wow, that's amazing! And Chintan, this is a first time. Nobody else has had access to this workshop before.
No, not at all.
It is being created
Yes.
and is being it's being launched, dear people. You have the absolute advantage here, a launch by Chintan Dalal, 1999 only instead of 9999. And even then, if you have people who want to come on after 24 hours, 2999. And even after Sunday, you still don't have to pay 9,999. It is 4,999 because people, you are here on this Telesummit. Chintan, thank you so much. This is an absolutely amazing offer. I'm sorry, I'm going to correct that. Outrageous offer, and still continues into super special offers, and that's absolutely fantastic and so generous of you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this call, Chintan. This has been amazingly enlightening. The things that you said, I almost like freaked out when you said, for your parents' house. I was like, what just happened?
That's what I do.
Yes,
That's what I do.
The stock value of what you say is immediately backed up with such
Wisdom.
solid wisdom. I was going to come to, not that wisdom can be of any other kind, but had to add that extra punch to it. So thank you so much, Chintan. This has been absolutely amazing. And is there anything you'd like to say right now before?
I will only say I would do all my love and all my thanks to the entire Mystic Lotus team, especially Amrish, Nidhu, Nilu, and the entire backend gang for putting such an amazing platform out there. Trust me, when I was talking numbers with Nidhu, and I was like, Nidhu, we need to reach to the masses and bring this to their homes, because in reality, people are suffering. And people are suffering unnecessarily. There are the right solutions available. We simply need to make them aware of how an incubated community can come together and change the entire collective consciousness of our society. So all the best to the entire team.
Thank you so much. And how could I not ask you this? When is this workshop beginning, Chintan?
So we will begin this on the 1st of March.
Okay.
Okay, because being a video workshop, it's so simple, you don't need to go anywhere. In the comfort of your home, any part of the world, you can, we'll keep posting this, every alternate day we keep posting the content and the exercises and what's to be done and the guidance. So it's so easy to attend. It's so simple. The power of technology helps us bring down the, and deliver price points. I mean, it's simply so amazing.
Fantastic. And I'm sorry I digressed over there with that, but Chintan, there are people who are having questions, and Chintan will interact with you on the WhatsApp groups after the call. And once again, thank you so much, Chintan. An amazing call, an absolutely amazing, fantastic call. Thank you, and we're going to be having you back on the 10th of March again.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And that is going to be another completely different face of me.
And another launch, right? You're going to be launching another superb. So looking forward to that. Thanks so much, Chintan. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for listening in. And on behalf of Nidhu and Amrish and myself, this is Neelu signing off. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.